Have you ever wondered how the land of pharaohs and pyramids navigates the complex labyrinth of modern-day politics? Welcome to Egypt, a land steeped in history, where the echoes of a grand past reverberate through the corridors of time. This ancient civilization, a cradle of human culture, has been a silent witness to the ebb and flow of empires, each wave leaving its mark on the sands of this timeless land. Yet beneath the layers of history, an intriguing story unfolds, one of political evolution and transformation. Egypt's political journey, much like the Enigmatic Sphinx, is a tale of resilience and mystery. From the time of the pharaohs, through the era of Greek and Roman rule, to the Islamic caliphates and Ottoman Empire, Egypt's political system has evolved and adapted, absorbing the influences of its rulers and their governing philosophies. The 19th century ushered in a significant shift in Egypt's political landscape. The rise of nationalism, inspired by the desire for sovereignty and self-rule, led to the establishment of the constitutional monarchy in the early 20th century. This was a major milestone in Egypt's political evolution, marking the country's first steps towards modern governance. Yet the journey was far from over. The mid-20th century saw another dramatic shift as the monarchy was overthrown and the republic was born. This period brought about sweeping changes in Egypt's political, social, and economic fabrics, setting the stage for the country's ongoing journey through the maze of modern-day politics. Egypt's political evolution is a testament to the resilience of its people and their unyielding spirit. Each chapter in its history has been a stepping stone, shaping the country's political identity and influencing its role on the global stage. As we journey through Egypt's political evolution, we unravel the enigma that is Egypt. This is a story of transformation, of a civilization that has navigated the currents of history to adapt and thrive in the ever-evolving world of politics. It's a narrative that continues to unfold, adding new layers to the rich tapestry of Egypt's history. Our journey begins with the monarchy, the first form of government in modern Egypt. Imagine an era where the air was thick with intrigue and the promise of power. This was the time of the monarchy in Egypt, a period that spanned over a century and a half, from the early 19th century to the mid-20th century. The reign of Muhammad Ali Pasha marked the beginning of this fascinating era. He was a maverick, a visionary who modernized Egypt's infrastructure and military. His ambitious plans and relentless drive led Egypt into a new age of prosperity. Yet his aggressive reforms also laid the groundwork for future conflict. The British influence was a significant part of this era as well. Egypt was a jewel in the crown of the British Empire, a strategic asset they were not willing to lose. The British sought to control Egypt's resources and its strategic location, leading to a complex relationship between the two nations. It was a dance of power and politics, marked by moments of cooperation and conflict. But as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. The era of the monarchy was no exception. The seeds of discontent had been sown, and by the mid-20th century, they had grown into a full-fledged revolution. King Farouk, the last monarch of Egypt, was overthrown in a military coup, marking the end of the monarchy and the beginning of a new chapter in Egypt's history. This period was filled with significant events and key figures that shaped the course of Egypt's history. From Muhammad Ali Pasha's ambitious reforms to the British influence and the eventual fall of the monarchy, each chapter of this era has left an indelible mark on Egypt's political landscape. The fall of the monarchy set the stage for radical changes in Egypt's political scene. This was a time of transformation, a time when the old order was shattered, giving way to new political ideologies and structures. But that's a story for another time. As we delve deeper into Egypt's political history, we'll uncover more about this fascinating journey. With the fall of the monarchy, emerged a new chapter in Egypt's political history, the birth of the Republic. As the monarchy crumbled, the winds of change swept across the land of the Nile, giving rise to a new era, the era of the Republic. This shift marked a pivotal moment in Egypt's political journey. It was during this time that an influential figure rose to prominence, a man who would leave an indelible mark on Egypt's political landscape, Gamal Abdel Nasser. Nasser, a charismatic leader with a vision for a united Arab world, ascended to power in 1956, setting the stage for a series of radical transformations. Under Nasser's leadership, Egypt underwent major political changes. He introduced a new constitution that declared Egypt a socialist state, effectively ending the era of Western influence and paving the way for a new age of Egyptian self-determination. His policies focused on national unity and economic independence, aimed at empowering the Egyptian people and establishing Egypt as a major player on the world stage. One of Nasser's most significant contributions was the promotion of Arab nationalism. He advocated for a united Arab world, free from foreign intervention. His vision inspired millions across the Arab world, leading to a surge in Arab nationalism that would shape the region's politics for decades to come. Perhaps the most iconic moment of Nasser's rule was the nationalization of the Suez Canal. This bold move, aimed at financing the construction of the Aswan High Dam, was a clear assertion of Egypt's sovereignty. It signaled a departure from colonial subjugation and catalyzed a shift in power dynamics, not just in Egypt, but across the entire Middle East. The Republic era was a turning point in Egypt's political history, shaping its future in unprecedented ways. The birth of the Republic and the rise of Nasser marked a new dawn for Egypt. It was a time of transformation and change, a time when Egypt began to break free from the chains of the past and stride confidently towards a future of its own making. As we move deeper into the 21st century, Egypt faced a period of political turbulence culminating in the Arab Spring. The dawn of the new millennium saw Egypt under the rule of President Hosni Mubarak, a reign that lasted for almost 3 decades. The Mubarak era was marked by political stagnation, corruption, and economic difficulties, an amalgamation that brewed discontent among the masses. The simmering unrest reached its boiling point in the year 2011, when the winds of the Arab Spring blew across the Middle East and North Africa. The Arab Spring was not just a political movement, it was a social revolution, a cry for democracy, social justice, and human rights. Egypt became a pivotal player in this massive wave of change. What set the Arab Spring apart was the instrumental role of the youth, who were the driving force behind the demonstrations. They were not just participants, they were organizers, leaders, and the hope for a brighter future. Another unique aspect of the Arab Spring was the use of social media. Platforms like Facebook and Twitter were no longer just tools for communication. They became weapons of change. They were used to mobilize the masses, spread the word about the protests, and share real-time updates about the situation on the ground. The Arab Spring in Egypt was a series of mass protests, strikes, and civil disobedience that eventually led to the ousting of President Mubarak. However, the aftermath of the revolution was not as rosy as many had hoped. The political landscape was left fragmented, leading to a power vacuum and a series of political transitions. Despite the challenges, the Arab Spring marked a significant turning point in Egypt's political history. It was a testament to the fact that the voice of the people could not be silenced, that change could be brought about by the masses themselves. The Arab Spring was a testament to the power of the people, heralding a new era in Egypt's political landscape. In the aftermath of the Arab Spring, Egypt's political landscape continues to evolve. Its path, much like the course of the Nile, has seen its fair share of twists and turns. Today, the nation stands at a crossroads, grappling with the challenges of the present while looking towards the opportunities of the future. The current political scenario in Egypt is a complex tapestry, woven with threads of various political ideologies, parties, and figures. A prominent character in this narrative is President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, who has been at the helm since mid-2014. His administration has faced both praise for its strides in economic reform and criticism for its handling of human rights and freedom of speech. At the same time, the role of the international community in Egypt's political theater cannot be understated. Relationships with key global players, such as the United States and the European Union, have influenced the country's political and economic trajectory in significant ways. These alliances and partnerships often act as a double-edged sword, bringing in much-needed support, while also carrying expectations and conditions that can dictate the course of Egypt's policies. Yet, despite these challenges, Egypt continues to harbor opportunities. The nation's strategic geographic location, its rich cultural heritage, and a young, dynamic population are just a few of the factors that could propel Egypt towards a brighter future. However, harnessing these assets requires a political climate that encourages innovation, inclusivity, and transparency. As we conclude our journey through Egypt's political history, we see a nation that has navigated through tumultuous times, always emerging stronger and more resilient. It's a land that has seen the rise and fall of pharaohs, the might of the Roman Empire, the wisdom of the Islamic Golden Age, and the spark of revolutions. And yet the Sphinx continues to gaze into the horizon, as if contemplating what the future holds for the land of the pharaohs.